Welcome, Containment.
Hi.
What's the timeline of the show? Is every episode a day?
It's a pretty rapid timeline, but it's not day per episode or anything like that. It's what the story needs.
And will there be lots of flash forwards and flashbacks?
We'll be doing a little of that, but it's really more self-contained episodes.
Okay.
Contained.
See what he did there?
I think in the pilot you do get a hint of what's to come. I think right at the start
Yeah.
you'll see in the first episode.
There's a flash forward
Yeah,
and then a present day.
yeah.
Just to show you the panic of what's to come, and then
Little
go back
tease,
and
yes.
get there.
So is it sort of like Walking Dead, but you don't get turned into a zombie?
It's just dead.
yeah.
Just dead.
Just
No
dead.
walking. Just dead. But that's what we like. It's kind of like science fact rather than science fiction. It's like it's based on that something real and grounded, something can actually happen. I mean, zombies
Right.
can happen.
If anything, that's
It's
what makes it
possible.
scarier.
Yeah.
It shows kind of the ground, the ground
It's
zero
good.
of the virus, the beginnings of it, where The Walking Dead's kind of the aftermath.
Are you saying that zombies couldn't happen?
When I read the pilot, I really thought that I was waiting for the zombie sort of reveal. I was like, this is a really amazing, subtle, sophisticated zombie story.
Right, this is the
And it's
legit.
still,
Right.
yeah.
But sometimes
The real
humanity,
zombies.
humans can be monsters.
You know, it's a show about the deadly virus outbreak. What kind of job security can you have
None.
on a show like this?
So we can't complain about anything. We can't complain about anything.
We're literally
Listen.
just like, please
Clever,
don't
very
kill
clever.
us,
It's
don't kill
in
us.
my contract. I stay outside the cordon. I don't go in.
Smart, you have a good lawyer.
Go in.
You have a good lawyer.
Yeah.
But seriously, what is the body count going to be like on a show like this?
Yeah, I mean, there's several thousand people quarantined within the cordon, and all of those inside are certainly not safe by any stretch.
And those outside too
Jeez.
are.
Well, that's a threat.
Outside too. It's not as safe outside
Yeah, it's
either.
not safe.
Not as quite as safe.
Because
outside.
somebody
You're
probably threw a
confusing the
virus
public. Very
vial
safe
over the
outside.
fence.
Virus grenade.
Yeah,
Right.
that's probably what's going to happen.
But as George was indicating, I think what's so exciting to all of us is this is based on reality. These viral outbreaks are very real, and we're sort of basing our storytelling from things that actually could happen or have happened, and from the real perspective of how do people react in situations like this. When you're faced with something so scary, who rises up and sort of surprises themselves and others around them by acting heroically, and conversely, who acts in a way that's very human but could be considered cowardly.
We were given this extraordinary luxury of consulting with specialists from the CDC and from the police department. Atlanta's a really interesting city to film in for those reasons, and there was a visceral sort of response when they start to talk about, when my character Sabine Lomas talks about the actual streets that would be cordoned off and the area of Atlanta. It suddenly became very real for everyone who worked on the crew, who lived in the city. Suddenly we started, and even Julie Pleck said, wait a minute, I'm in the cordon.
You can decide, are you inside the cordon or are you outside the cordon?
Oops, she said, I didn't write that right, damn it. But they all said, all these guys from the CDC, the epidemiologists, they said, this is absolutely accurate. This has been so well observed that it gives it that edge that I think audiences require and that we as performers require, because we don't want to just create fluff. It's great to have that, the stakes are high.
It makes it scary.
It really does.
Well, and it just shows humanity in its core, and I think that's universal.
Does this story have a beginning, middle, and end in season 1? Maybe not an end, but will there be a satisfying
Yes.
conclusion?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. We're looking at the first season as its own thing, but leave us room to go forward and do more. The characters' stories drive all of our episodes, and really it's about their journeys and how this crucible of this virus affects their lives both before and after. I think you'll see a marked difference in the character in terms of who they are in episode 1 and then in episode 12 and going forward. So.
7 years later, we'll all,
Yeah, exactly.
our stories will still be alive and well.
And it's such an interesting context
7
because we
seasons,
see,
let's do this.
right, but we see who they are in the pilot, but then these extraordinary and horrific and totally possible circumstances are going to force them to adapt, which, I mean, our species has been doing for centuries, but we now have to do in a very short space of time to survive.